going to be getting themselves ready for the race. Who's going to win this final race, this group? Let's go with that one.
Oh, Darren McCormack.
You reckon?
As an individual, yeah. I mean, he's got pole position here. Tatler is strong round here, to be fair. He showed that in the last chance qualified. That's how he ended up in the Drivers' Championship final. But, yeah, Darren McCormack's difficult to look past here.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll go with that as well. I did pick him to win the Drivers' Championship as well. We're just going to go with that one. It didn't go too well for my prediction.
He did better than I thought, to be fair. But, he gained places on the day.
Yeah, exactly.
But he didn't win.
No, but he is a phenomenal talent, and I think he might be. He's definitely aiming to clean out this group very comfortably with a victory. But he'll have to beat off Nikodem Wisniewski, Thomas Tatler, and of course a trio of his teammates as well if he's able to take victory here. Race for the final one of Group A is about to get underway as we prepare ourselves for final day on Sunday tomorrow. It is Darren McCormack starting from pole position, Nikodem Wisniewski alongside as we begin the race down towards the first corner. It's a decent start then from Darren McCormack, who'll pull himself clear potentially of Nikodem Wisniewski. Wisniewski, though, will get aggressive on the braking zone to get past his former teammate. Look at Thomas Tatler getting to the outside as well, trying to sneak it past as we head down into the first corner, but it is Darren McCormack to lead for Williams.
It wasn't the initial jump that was good for Darren McCormack, but it was all the pushing he got on the outside line. The top four on the outside were all right packed up together and allowed McCormack to take the lead in towards turn number one. Tatler gets up into second, ahead of Nikodem Wisniewski, who was sort of caught up on the inside despite having a good launch. He didn't have any help behind him.
Do you remember that Thomas Tatler, of course, did win the last chance qualifier race in the drive for the drivers to get himself into the Drivers' Championship back there, of course, on Thursday, quite a bit earlier on. We do believe that key well, I say we do believe, pretty much guaranteed that key we're taking a good look at there is probably imminently ready for the crusher, as Williams will book their place into the final, and that means that Falcons and G2 will have their keys crushed right in front of them as well. It'll be very dramatic. I'm sure there'll be some tears.
I wonder if Jeffrey Eatmel would be there to very stoic, stone-facedly just press the crusher.
I guarantee he would have sprinted for the bus if they were like, look, you can do it. All right, yeah, no, go on, lads, I'll do it.
I don't know. I can't think of the driver out the 48 who would love to do it most, but there must be someone who would absolutely revel in it.
I actually don't know who crushes it on this side, because sure, would it not be Williams as they're the one that's knocked them out?
Because they've knocked them out. Yeah, good point. We'll have a look later on, of course, as we make their way to the end of the opening lap. This is side by side, a bit further back between Matti Siepeler and Dominic Blyer. Siepeler on the inside. He's going to have help from his teammate to go through.
Yes, indeed. Look at this, though. Here comes the bump. Wow. Lifts out of it, just dump. I think there's rules against aggressive bump drafting.
Yeah, but you can still get close, and so that helps you along. The sort of reverse slipstream effect, if you like, pushing you along. And so Siepeler's going to get to the inside. Yeesh. Oh, contact on the inside. Half spins, and now he's side by side awkwardly with his teammate.
Yeah, Isaac Price is going to sneak his way into this one, but has to drop back in behind Matti Siepeler. That was very messy between Jakub Maciejewski and Matti Siepeler. Przemysław Lamanek is also going to sit on the rear end of this one. Jakub Brzezinski, I don't know what's actually happened. We didn't quite see there on lap one, but he's down in 12th position and 4 seconds off the rear end, so he's clearly had some form of drama.
Oh,
I saw some side-by-side behind all that, and it's all got a bit chaotic at the Roj,
Yeah, it has. It was all in that same battle again. Matti Siepeler's dropped behind Isaac Price now in that battle for 8th place. Maciejewski is going to keep his eyes forward here because he's trying to overtake Dominic Black's not over here. Side by side into Lesmo 2. Oh, off the road. And Siepeler's going to drop behind Tourmalet as well.
I'm pretty sure the amount of wheel-to-wheel contact that we've seen between G2 and Falcons, I'm pretty sure we could get enough paint scraped off of each of their cars to make a G2 Audi and to make a Falcons Porsche. They've had so much contact between them, especially in the last 2 races. It's been wild.
It absolutely has. Round Ascari they go onto the back straight towards the very final corner. It's very much created 2 groups, this. We've got the leaders who are fighting for the win. They're away from the rest. And then we've got a second group. This is a replay of the start.
Yeah, indeed. Let's see what happened then to Brzezinski. Oh, just a contact. Brzezinski gets spun out there. A little bit of glue between the pair of them. But it was all a bit too dicey and a bit too messy. We'll see it here as we look at Brzezinski. The thing is, I don't know how much they know that they're 3 wide and all that. And so Brzezinski has nowhere to go. The car on the inside probably doesn't know they're 3 wide. The car on the outside most certainly doesn't. And so it's all just very messy.
Yeah, it was really. I think you're right. The car on the very inside didn't quite realise what was going on there to the full extent, and it's a bit of an unfortunate moment. We'll keep an eye on the stewards' decisions to see if there is any case to answer there for Team Falcons as we ride on board now with Dennis Johninger right at the back of Nikodem Wisniewski. He's going to push him into line rather than overtake him.
Yeah, didn't fancy going for any sort of move. I'd say would rather push him up to the back end of Thomas Tatler. I think now, basically, Williams probably have had the call to be like, hey, just go for the win, lads. Just go for the win, lads. Let's see what you can get, because they're already in a position where they're guaranteed to go through into Sunday's action. So let's have a little bit of fun. And the points for Sunday will revert back to what we had yesterday, and it's the percentage of what we had yesterday. So the points they're scoring today don't make an effect as to what they're doing and what they start with on Sunday.
We've been working together far too long, because that was exactly what I was going to say next.
I knew it. As soon as I saw you shaking around, I thought Forrest had knocked a second goal in, but no, you were just getting pretty excited about that one.
Do excuse me if I jump out my chair during this race at some point. Anyway, out of Mascari they go again, on board with Wisniewski, who has created a bit of a gap now, bringing Schoninger along with him. Past Daniel Pastor is very much on his own in this race. Actually, he's had a good day today, as Daniel Pastor contributed some great points to the Williams Esports cause, but I think fifth might be the best he can achieve from this race. Thomas Tatler just up ahead of us, very much on his own for Team Falcons, doing an important job to try and hang on to second place. Yeah, they're hanging on to second place in the group, because again, if Falcons get second place in the group, it's extra little bits of prize money. It's £4 the difference between finishing second in the group and finishing third in the group. It's pretty handy in that. Did see behind Don Blyer and Jakub Maciejewski are going side by side. Maciejewski on top in that one, so remains in 6th place. Falcons have got a couple of penalties coming their way, by the way, waiting to see how many penalty points that will be equivalent to. Excuse me, they've got one coming their way. G2 have also got one coming their way. It's going to be evened up in terms of penalty points here between the two teams who are fighting for effectively the difference between £4. They've already scored themselves, I think, £7 in the prize pool, but they're looking for a little bit more as we go on board with Dominic Blyer, who again is basically practicing for tomorrow. And if you think, oh, £7, £11, I mean, it sounds like a decent amount of money. It doesn't sound like crazy amounts of money. Do remember that tomorrow we'll obviously have the rest of the prize money on the line, where the winner will take £140. And of course, some teams are battling for slight bits more than that when it comes to their positions in the club championships here in the Esports World Cup, the overall table across all of the games, and there's a few mil on the line for some of that. So that's where the big money's being talked about. We'll get to that one tomorrow. Darren McCormack continues to lead by half a second over Thomas Tatler. The gap's not really changed too much as we approach the halfway point of this race. So on board again with the Audi. Just to go back to the club championship point you were making there, of course, it's vitality we're focusing on tomorrow. Today we were focusing on G2. If they could win this and Rocket League, then they would move up to second place in the club championship. We already know that they will not be able to achieve that, because they're going to get knocked out in the second chance group stage here. It's quite a great thing though about the World Cup, that people from other esports who probably have never heard, maybe certainly never seen of sim racing before, focusing suddenly on their teammates as they're all fighting for a common cause. Well, this is the whole joy of the Esports World Cup, is the entire intent of it is bringing esports together under one umbrella. Bit of contact there, and that was Joni Tormela, and there was the spin from one of the Falcons cars. You can definitely tell it's Joni Tormela because of the bright pink rear wing. To be fair, that's just kind of a bit of a racing incident, you'd have to say. I would say so. Just a bit of an awkward spin for Lemon, who is taking part in his last race of the Esports World Cup. As we know, all of the Falcons and G2 drivers are. We're pretty close to the stage where I'm going to start doing some maths and seeing whether G2 are making up the points to overtake. But I think that we don't have to do much close examination of this one. Just look at this and think, they're not going to make up 20 points. And it's, by the way, it's 21 now, because Premislav Lemonek's got 2 penalty points. Isaac Price has got 1. Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot to be made up in all of this. Do you not mean it's 19? Because because the Falcons are ahead. And if excuse me. Yeah, sorry. Don't trust the commentators' maths. It's gone back on you and O'Leary now. It wasn't maths. It was just the wrong order of the teams. So you're right. 19 points. between the two now, but as you can see with your eyes, I think that at the moment that's not being reversed.
No. It's definitely still staying in favour of Falcons at the moment, which would be second in the group. So they'll be in the battle for 7th and 8th, and I say battle for 7th and 8th in the overall standing. It's not really much of a battle because it depends on what happens in the next one. And they're going to finish 7th or 8th, and it doesn't really matter because they get the same amount of prize money for either. As Isaac Price is going to continue to close in on the slipstream. Here comes a little dab of the brakes coming in there from Nikodem Vishnevsky as he tries to find his way past Timus Tadler. 4 laps left to go, and Darren McCormack is pulled out a 1.2 second lead. 2 Williams Esports drivers are rejoining this fight. They could end with a 1-2-3 if they're pretty happy in this. If they're pretty confident, then Schoeniger and Daniel Pagedor could work together and sneak their way past. Schoeniger's got the fastest lap of the race as well.
If they play their cards right, they very much could, but I can't see it happening myself as things stand. But this is exactly an exhibition of what Darren McCormack can do. He's already won this afternoon in Group A of the Second Chance Teams Championship. This will be his 6th win of 2024 in ESL R1. If he can hold on here, that would draw him level with Kevin Siggy and leave only 4 drivers with more wins than him this year. So he is very much looking to just bring this one home now, and I think he will do with 1.2 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely flying is Darren McCormack, and just continuing to hoover up victories. It'll increase his percentage. It'll move him up the all-time winners. I think he's 6th at the moment on the all-time winner list in ESL R1. So not a bad position to be. It's almost a bit lower than I would have thought he would have been. But then when you consider some of the drivers ahead of him, Josh Rogers, Sebastian Jobe, Luke Bennett and the likes, you start to think, oh yeah, no, fair enough. It is a tall order. And that's when you think that as much as Sebastian Jobe's come in, he's got the highest percentage of race victories, fair enough, to races. The fact that Josh Rogers has 9 more race victories is absolutely crazy.
9 more than anyone else.
9 more than anyone.
9.
And that is all gonna it's all gonna be built up to tomorrow, where we'll see all these big names do combat.
Yep, we will. We'll get Redline, Coanda, Guild and Vitality all in, as well as the 2 teams that top their respective groups here in the Second Chance, the first of those being Williams Esports. Again, we expected them to be favourites, didn't we? And I think the thing I've been surprised by today, though, in this first group, is just how convincingly Williams have done this. I did think at the very least it was going to go to the last race, if not be quite close on the last race, but this has been a pure exhibition.
Yeah, it has been. It's been very impressive from Williams. Again, that second race will have brought some concerns to the Williams Esports team and explained why they weren't particularly over the moon when they got that 1, 2, 3, 4 in the first one. But they have been so good. Have the Williams Esports team when it comes to their consistency and when it comes to their position here. The chances of them going on to win tomorrow are slim.
Yeah,
but they're not none. That's the important bit. They are not none. It's never 0.
It is never 0. You're absolutely right. That you've got to be in it to win it. So they're in it, and they'll have a chance to certainly be up there. They finished, of course, 5th place in the group stage yesterday, and because of that, they're effectively the best placed of those who are in the last chance qualifiers today. On 81 at the moment, I can't quite do the maths on what that might give them at the. I think it'd give them high 70s in terms of points, just over. Oh no, maybe less than that.
After whoever it was who did the maths for me on Thursday,
no,
I don't want anyone else giving me any numbers, because it was absolute. Everyone was off by 2 or 3 points.
Don't look at 1 or 2. You're being a bit dramatic.
Some of them were 3. Some of them were 3. Yeah. Oh, well, sorry. You get defensive now because it was your maths.
It wasn't my maths.
No, don't worry about it.
It wasn't my maths at all.
Don't worry about it.
It was someone else.
Yeah. Well, Zach Sweeney was the one who gave it to me, those numbers on the Drivers' Championship. But that's fine. They were wrong. I'm pretty sure they were your numbers at the end of the day. It's fine.
My numbers.
Timus Tadler continues then to hang on to 2nd position. 2 laps left to go. Nikodem Vishnevsky can come through it.
And I think he's waiting for the final lap. Can hear him lifting off in the Porsche. 1.7 seconds up to Darren McCormack. He's not being caught now. It's about Tadler defending from Vishnevsky. Even if Vishnevsky gets through here, they can't really do much to close the margin now. I think all this would do for Vishnevsky is actually put it in favour of G2 Esports in terms of the points gained in this last race. However, it won't put it in favour of them by quite enough.
Could there be a move down into Ascari there? That was very wide from Thomas Tadler. We ride on board with Dennis Schoeniger, who runs third in this group, fourth in the race at the moment as he closes his way back down the hill as we head up the crest now into Ascari, up and over the curb. That's a bit too deep in from Dennis Schoeniger. It's going to push him over the curb on the right-hand side, meaning the car's going to be very unstable. He takes an awful lot of curb. I can tell you in qualifying, that would have been a slowdown penalty.
Well, it's a good job we're in the race and he didn't repeat that earlier on. Daniel Pastor only 8 tenths behind the driver we're currently riding on board with as well here, by the way. And so it could be a 4-driver group, although Pastor is running out of time. Schoeniger gets to the rear end of Wisniewski there and doesn't quite hit him, which probably helps the pole in terms of his search for second place.
Yeah, indeed. Let's see how it's going to get down into the first corner. Final time down into the first turn here as it's going to be Wisniewski pulling over the left-hand side. See the slipstream coming from the Williams eSports car as the Mercedes, the mighty Merc, might be able to close its way in. Heavy onto the brakes goes Wisniewski. The inside line still being taken by Thomas Tadler. There's contact between the top two. It's going to be a slightly better line off the corner as it's a clearer run from Dennis Schoeniger. It's Wisniewski to hold firm as we head up towards Curva Grande.
But he's on the outside. It's a long way round here. Now Schoeniger comes to the rear of him to try and help. Oh, he's going for 3 wide. He's going to try and go through on both of them here. This would be quite spectacular from Dennis Schoeniger if he can make it work on the final lap of the race. Here he is. Oh, he breaks early. And Thomas Tadler hangs on. Nikodem Wisniewski puts him in the gravel. And he goes for a spin.
He's gone. I mean, he put it all on the line there. And let's be honest, it was kind of one of those scenarios where you can afford to put it on the line. They've already gone their way through. But let's be honest, that was pretty exciting. The bravery to make that 3 wide. I'm pretty sure that wouldn't have happened if it was race 1.
That shows to me as well that G2 Esports have completely given up on finishing second in this group as well now, because Wisniewski there is surely going to get a penalty for that. He put Schoeniger straight in the gravel, straight in the wall, and so that just shows you how deflated they are, not only to miss out on top spot, but finish bottom of the group.
Indeed. Well, down into the final complex of corners, of course, as we head down into the Parabolica, it will be Darren McCormack to take a 17th victory in ESL R1. He's been absolutely fantastic in this group. He's led Williams to a movement up the order. There's been a victory for him, 2 victories for him, and a victory for Dominic Blyer as well. It's been a fantastic performance as Darren McCormack will win at the Temple of Speed. And there'll be celebrations there. I'm sure there's celebrations from Ewan O'Leary as well about this whole Forest thing, but whatever. But that is an excellent drive and a huge confidence boost for Darren McCormack as well.
Yeah, huge confidence boost for the whole team who know it's a job well done. 3 victories out of the 4. Falcons were able to take the other with a great one too at Daytona. That was the moment probably where they felt most nervous, losing 20 points of their big lead, about a third of their lead that they gained during the first race. During Jeddah though, or after Jeddah I should say, they were feeling very confident indeed, and so they could relax a little bit at Monza, but it didn't stop Darren McCormack from taking another win.
You can see how many people